بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا وبه نستعين وما توفيقي إلا بالله عليه توكلت إليه أنيب. أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah, we glorify Him for His blessings, for His bounties that are uncountable. I bear witness there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah. And our Prophet Nabiuna Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a true slave and messenger of Allah. May Allah's peace and blessings be upon him, his companions, his family, and all those who follow right guidance till the end of time. Today, we are gathered in the Masjid of Federal University of Technology, Mina, to continue taking our lessons from the glorious Quran. Today, the 11th of Ramadan, 1446 years after the Hijrah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, which is equivalent to 11th of March, 2025. We stopped at verse 25 of Surah Al-A'raf. Is it 25? 23, right? So verse 23 of Surah Al-A'raf, that's chapter 7 of the glorious Quran. We shall continue from there, inshallah. Bismillah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال اهبطوا بعضكم لبعض عدو ولكم في الأرض مستقر ومتاع إلى حين.
Allah Ta'ala says, قال اهبطوا بعضكم لبعض عدو ولكم في الأرض مستقر ومتاع إلى حين. Originally, before creating Adam alayhi salam, Allah mentioned it to the angels, Nija'ilun fil ardi khalifa. I'm going to place on the surface of the earth a khalifa. But then he now placed Adam in Jannah, not on the surface of the earth. So now, Allah Ta'ala is now telling Adam, and by implication telling all of us, what now happened before Adam now happened to come to this particular dunya. The experience is out there. Because one beautiful thing about our religion, Islam, is to link you with three different kinds of life that a human being do pass through. This life should be linked together. The phases of existence. What are those phases of existence? Existence before coming to dunya, existence in this dunya, and existence after dunya. Before coming here, Allah Ta'ala told us issues that happened. Now in this dunya, Allah is addressing us regarding what is going on. Then after the dunya, Allah also told us what will happen. This is the link. So before this dunya, Allah told us the episodes, issues that happened, that Adam passed through, the experiences he passed through, what happened between him and Iblis, between him and his wife Hawa, and then their enjoyment in Jannah. The deception that devil came to. Now, after all that, Allah Ta'ala said, قَالَ اهْبِطُوا مِنْهَا قَالَ اهْبِطُوا بَعْضُكُمْ لِبَعْضٍ عَدُوٌّ أي فأمر الله تعالى آدم. So Allah now gave an instruction. He gave instruction to Adam, wa Hawa, wa Iblis. So both Adam, his wife Hawa, and Iblis, Allah gave a directive that ihbitu, you shall now descend, come down, and go to your real place that you were created to stay, and that is Al-Ard. But there, ba'dukum li ba'din adu. You continue to be struggling among yourselves. So it's a life of struggle between Adam, Hawa, and Iblis. Iblis stands as a barrier between man and Jannah, as he has mentioned. ثُمَّ لَآتِيَنَّهُم مِّن بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ وَعَنْ أَيْمَانِهِمْ وَعَنْ شَمَائِلِهِمْ وَلَا تَجِدُ أَكْثَرَهُمْ شَاكِرِينَ. Between Adam and Hawa, Iblis can stand in between. And Adam and Hawa themselves, that's the men and the women, can distract one another as well. So the life of this dunya is a struggle. Allah Ta'ala say, وَلَكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ. So to you now on the surface of the earth is mustaqarrun, a place of stay. A place of stay, place of istiqrar. Mustaqarrun wa mata'un ilahin. And also you are going to have mata', a little enjoyment ilahin that will end at a particular time. It's not forever now. When Allah Ta'ala asked Adam to stay in Jannah, he said, Kulu minha, you should eat from it. Anything you want to eat, ragadan, eat and enjoy it. But now in this dunya, Allah said it's but for a while. Mata'un ilahi. Naam. Qala.
قال فيها تحيون وفيها تموتون ومنها تخرجون.
Qala, Allah Ta'ala said, فيها تحيون وفيها تموتون ومنها تخرجون. So now that you are living Jannah, you are coming to this dunya. In this dunya, that is where you will live. فيها تحيون. In this dunya, that is where you will die. And from this dunya, that is where you will be resurrected. So this is now our stay in this dunya. فيها تحيون وفيها تموتون ومنها تخرجون. You will live in this dunya. If you are taken outside this dunya, that is death. So live in this dunya. And if you will die, and it will consume you, before later you will be resurrected from it. So if you look at it all, why the fight about the dunya? That you will live and die in it. Some people will be fighting for land, isn't it? You fight for land, you fight for land, you kill this for land. You will die, you will be buried in the land. And then another person will come and buy the land with you inside, and he will build his house. So what is the whole thing about fighting for the land, quarreling for the land? Or holding a land that, yes, because I was born in this land, I am the bona fide indigene of this place, any other person is this, any other person is this. So you have lost the meaning of existence. So the dunya, this is where you will live, this is where you will die, and then you will be resurrected. Someone was saying, "Mal mar'u illa ibn thara, walau irtaqa ufuq as-sama'i bi sulami lam yakhludi." That you see human being, anybody he claims to be, he is nobody other than Ibn Thara. He's a product of this sand. He's a product of this land, earth. Walau irtaqa ufuq as-sama', even if you climb to the highest level of whatever, lam yakhludi, one day you will disappear. You look for him, you will not see him. Whatever he is, whatever he will be, whatever he struggled to attain, any level he reach, one day he will not be there. There were rich people before you come in. There were leaders. There were arrogant people. There were humble people. There were all this. On this dunya, where are they now? No more. So one day you also disappear. So in this dunya, you will live. In it you will die. And from it, you will be resurrected. Ya Bani Adam.
يا بني آدم قد أنزلنا عليكم لباسا يواري سوآتكم وريشا ولباس التقوى ذلك خير ذلك من آيات الله لعلهم يذكرون.
يا بني آدم قد أنزلنا عليكم لباسا يواري سوآتكم وريشا ولباس التقوى ذلك خير ذلك من آيات الله لعلهم يذكرون. Allah now says, Ya Bani Adam, O you the children of Adam, you have heard what happened to Adam. Allah have narrated the story of Adam to you. What happened? So you now the children of Adam, meaning all human beings, Allah is delivering this call. قَدْ أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ لِبَاسًا يُوَارِي سَوْآتِكُمْ وَرِيشًا وَلِبَاسُ التَّقْوَى ذَلِكَ خَيْرٌ. In this dunya, remember, Allah Ta'ala told Adam alayhi salam, the devil is there trying to deceive them so that he will remove that clothing that have given them cover. So the devil's insinuation that led them to eat the forbidden tree led them now to lose that cover and they become naked. And then they started struggling now. So Allah Ta'ala said, now you come to this dunya, Allah have provided for you what you will use to clothe yourself, to cover yourself. Because materially you have the body, isn't it? And you need to protect the body. You protect the body from so many other things that can come and harm the body. You protect the body physically from what will cause the body harm physically. Also, you protect the body to what will give you integrity, like the clothing you wear. So Allah has given you this. And not only cover the body, even beautify yourself. That's why He said, He gave you, قَدْ أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ لِبَاسًا. We have given you something to cover yourself as a clothing, as a garment. يُوَارِي سَوْآتِكُمْ, that you cover your nakedness, your secret. Warishan, and then we give you something for beautification, to beautify yourself. Rish. Warisha, not only cover them, but you cover and also get other ones that you can beautify yourself. But all this is physical needs. So walibasu taqwa zalika khair. But that's covering that you would earn from taqwa, fear of Allah, that's the best. Spiritual clothing is better than the physical clothing. Why? Because the physical clothing is temporary. If you die, your body, your clothes, your material, everything will end up rotting under the ground, including the body, everything rotting. In a way and manner that you cannot differentiate between the most beautiful and handsome person on this dunya and the most ugliest person. After you bury them, get the most beautiful and handsome person, the most handsome person, the most beautiful lady, and then get the most ugliest person. Get somebody whose body was even deformed. Maybe he didn't have this limb, he didn't have this, he didn't have this, he this and that. If the two of them die, go and bury them under the ground. And then come back after 2 months. I think it's too late even, isn't it? Come back and open and see the difference. And see which one is more appealing to you. Between that you know who has been handsome and very beautiful. The one that has been eating the best of food. His balanced diet is well balanced. And then the other one that is battling with 101. Or even 100 sometimes, isn't it? If you open the grave and compare them, what will you see? The same thing, you take the one that is considered the most respected personality on the surface of the earth. Everybody will surround him. Anywhere he's moving, he will convoy. Everybody is there. You will not be allowed even arrest. And then get somebody that nobody even cares about him. Nobody even knows his existence. If the two of them die, place them on the grave after 1 or 2 months. Come and see who is different from. If care is not taken, the one that is not even eating something may stay a little bit longer than the one that has taken so much that get rotten immediately. Wallahi, all this is ayat. To tell you that this dunya, don't be carried away by it. Allah told us what did happen to Adam, alayhi salam, when the devil now deceived him, that he's going to give him something that he will stay forever. Nothing stays forever. Anything you see is for a while. Is it money? Is it position? Is it power? Is it knowledge? Is it influence? Is it whatever? Allah created you to test you with that. Tabarakalladhi biyadihi al-mulku wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Alladhi khalaqa al-mawta wal hayata liyabluwakum ayyukum ahsanu amala. Who among you will excel in doing good? That's all. So Allah Ta'ala says, وَلِبَاسُ التَّقْوَى ذَلِكَ خَيْرٌ. For you to cover yourself, to clothe yourself with taqwa, that's the best. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. The one that is more honored in the sight of Allah is the one that fear Allah much more than the other person. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, ذَلِكَ مِنْ آيَاتِ اللَّهِ. And that is part of the ayats and the wonders and the signs of Allah. The signs of Allah. The ayats of Allah. لَعَلَّهُمْ يَذَّكَّرُونَ. So that they can heed and remember and take to this warning. That's why Allah Ta'ala gives this ayat. Ya Bani Adam.
يا بني آدم يفتننكم الشيطان كما أخرج أبويكم من الجنة كما أخرج أبويكم من الجنة ينزع عنهما لباسهما ليريهما سوآتهما إنه يراكم هو وقبيله من حيث لا ترونهم إنا جعلنا الشياطين أولياء للذين لا يؤمنون.
So after all the events, the happenings, the episodes, the whatever happens, Allah now is directing His call to us, to advise us. I said 3 phases of existence, 3 stages. Existence before coming to this dunya, the experience is there. Now as you are in this dunya, what you are facing now, and then what will happen after death. These are the 3 things. And what makes the Muslim life to be a well-organized life is linking these 3 together. You don't just live in this dunya and you forget about your origin, and you think you just drop from somewhere. Like someone will say, will not accept that he has a creator. No, a Muslim believes that he has a creator. He has an origin. There is a reason behind him coming here. Then in this dunya, you don't also sit down in this dunya and forget that there's going to be another place, destination. So a Muslim links these 3 phases of existence to guide his own life. So Allah Ta'ala said, Ya Bani Adam, O you the children of Adam, that this Quran is being addressed to. O you human beings, Allah now called everybody, not insan, not all insan, but Bani Adam. Why? Because the story of Adam that happened. And because Allah earlier on told us that He created us. He created us within Adam alayhi salam. So Allah now says, Ya Bani Adam, La yaftinannakum shaitan. La yaftinannakum shaitan. Never shall you allow the devil to seduce you. Never. So it's a warning now. Never should you allow the devil now to come and take you away from the right path of guidance. La yaftinannakum shaitan. Kama akhraja abawaykum min al-jannah. In the same way, he now remove your parents. Who are they? Adam and Hawa. Have you remembered the story? How he removed your parents. So Allah is now drawing our attention that we should reflect back. Don't forget about that incident. What happened? He removed your parents min al-jannah, from that particular garden of enjoyment. And what happened? Yanzi'u anhuma libasahuma liyuriyahuma sawatihima. Removing for them their cover, their covering, their clothing, and then exposing to them their secrets, their nakedness, their weakness became open. So be warned, so that you don't fall into that same situation. They said to be forewarned is to be what? To be forearmed, isn't it? So be warned. Why? إِنَّهُ يَرَاكُمْ هُوَ وَقَبِيلُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا تَرَوْنَهُمْ. One thing about the devil, he sees you, he is there watching you, where you least expect that he is watching you. He is there, he is around. Remember what he said? ثُمَّ لَآتِيَنَّهُمْ مِنْ بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ وَعَنْ أَيْمَانِهِمْ وَعَنْ شَمَائِلِهِمْ وَلَا تَجِدُ أَكْثَرُهُمْ شَاكِرِينَ. I will make sure I will take all the necessary steps to ensure that they are ungrateful, never grateful to Allah. They will always be looking for more, forgetting with what Allah has given them. They will always be complainers, always complaining, always talking, not remembering all those bounties and blessings and gifts of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why if you find yourself, you hardly appreciate, you are in trouble. If you find yourself, you are always a complainer, you are in trouble. And so say, "Ajaban li amri mu'min inna amrahu kullahu lahu khair." The affair of a believer is something that you always appreciate. He manages the situation. In asabahu sarra'u shakara fakana khairan. If he gets what he needs, what he expects, beautiful things, he accomplished his task, he will thank Allah. He will not be arrogant that yes, I have arrived. He will thank Allah. That's the best for him. And if obstacles come on his way, challenges and so many other things, sabara, he will remain firm and focused. He will remain firm and focused. Sabr does not mean that he will not take any steps, but nothing will distract him away from what is expected of him. That's patience. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, that's the best for him. So Allah Ta'ala said, this is what happened. إِنَّهُ يَرَاكُمْ هُوَ قَبِيلُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا تَرَوْنَهُمْ إِنَّا جَعَلْنَا الشَّيَاطِينَ أَوْلِيَاءَ لِلَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. We have made the devils to be companions, to be friends, to be allies, to be together with those people, الَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ, those people that never care about belief. They never cares about belief. All they are after is what they see, what they eat, what they enjoy. Just this dunya. From where dunya? To where dunya? What is worrying you dunya? What's your worry dunya? Everything dunya. Even news, it is only for this world news. How about the akhirah news? Everything is world. Everything is world. Then when the world disappeared or slipped away from your hands, then you have lost everything. So Allah said, never should you fall a victim of that the devil did to your father Adam. So from here, as I said yesterday, we'll go back. We'll go back and look at that lesson. Remember we said what? Before we come to this dunya, those things happen. So that we should learn lessons as we are in this dunya. Allah created Adam, and he mentioned that he went to place Adam in the dunya, not in Jannah. Khalifa. But he placed him in there first to get those particular experiences and so many other things before coming to this dunya. What experiences have we learned? Let us go back for those that are following us in the Quran. Let us go back. Let us go back to from verse 10 to 27. That's where the story started. Specifically, it started from verse 11. But start from verse 10. And we'll take it one after the other. Let's make it interactive class. Let's make it interactive. Verse 10, what did Allah say, madam? مكناكم
وَلَقَدْ مَكَّنَّاكُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ وَجَعَلْنَا لَكُمْ فِيهَا مَعَايِشَ قَلِيلًا مَا تَشْكُرُونَ.
This verse, what lesson do we learn? Especially as we live in this dunya. Allah Ta'ala said, we have indeed established you on the surface of the earth. Meaning we are here, created, here. And Allah gave us, جَعَلْنَا لَكُمْ فِيهَا مَعَايِشَ. We leave you every means of livelihood available. But قَلِيلًا مَا تَشْكُرُونَ. Very little do you appreciate. Very little do you appreciate. What we should learn here, one, remember that anything you see on the surface of the earth, Allah granted you that. It is not you that granted it for yourself. Allah said He is the one that established you here. And He is the one that provides for you all means of livelihood. But the problem you are living is you hardly appreciate. قَلِيلًا مَا تَشْكُرُونَ. So a people that happen to find themselves in this dunya, what is expected of them? Appreciate what Allah has done to you. Appreciation means using that particular thing in the way and manner that is pleasing to Allah. Not using it to destroy others, not using it and wasting it, and this and that. So the real story now, we are in this dunya, we are expected to appreciate Allah in this dunya. How do you appreciate Allah as a people in Nigeria? That Allah endowed us. We always complain about Nigeria, but there are a lot of blessings that Allah has granted us in this country. A lot of blessings. That if you go to other countries, they don't have it. Even the complaint of absence of peace, insecurity we are talking about, there are places that the situation is worse than this. If we talk about the land, we talk about everything. We have more than enough, but we appreciate Allah. What mostly some of us do is waste. We waste this particular resources that Allah has given us. We squander it. We misappropriate it. And so expect a problem to come. Allah has mentioned. So the first information that Allah Ta'ala gave us is to tell us that, look, in this dunya, the black, the white, the short, the tall, the rich, the poor, the tribe this and the tribe that, and whoever. Remember what Allah Ta'ala said about you. Next verse, Allah said what?
وَلَقَدْ خَلَقْنَاكُمْ ثُمَّ صَوَّرْنَاكُمْ ثُمَّ قُلْنَا لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ اسْجُدُوا لِآدَمَ فَسَجَدُوا إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ لَمْ يَكُنْ مِنَ السَّاجِدِينَ.
Allah now said, He is the one that created. Allah said He created you all. He created you all. And then He designed you and formed you and make you in the shape you are. So whatever shape you take, whatever shape, Allah said He is the one that gave you that shape. Whether black, whether whatever color, whether short, whether this. We designed you, we created you, we gave you that shape. Then after that, we now give directive to the angels. They should bow down and prostrate before Adam. Why that? That Allah showed that Adam is ahead of them. Because of what? What happened? What was Adam given? Knowledge. So the first thing Allah is telling us here is that what give you an edge above others is knowledge. If Allah has given you this dunya ma'aish, everything for you to enjoy, the first thing Allah drew the attention of human being is, remember that you have the same origin. It's not the issue of you now fighting the other person, having another tribe, not like your own tribe, or fighting another person from this. Allah told you everything, and then the next, what will give you an edge above the other person is investment in education. If you know what the other person did not know, you will have authority and power over him, and you will control him. And that is why countries, societies, and nations that are educated, those that are not educated will bow them to them. They will be under them. They will control them. They will have power over them. So we learn these lessons from what happened in that particular place. Then Allah told us that Iblis refused to. Meaning in every instruction there are people that will refuse to implement. Do you get that? Don't think that everybody must implement and become good. In the midst of angels that Iblis created with fire, stay in the midst of angels, you see him deviating. Don't think your society is going to be 100% everybody doing the right thing. There could be one or two. Do you know the best generation is the generation of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam? But do you mean during that generation nobody is committing crime? Nobody is committing crime. You are committing crime. If not, why is it that Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam talk about cutting the hand of someone that have committed? Why is it that a case of someone that have committed zina to be punished came in? Why is it that this? So there were so many things. The only thing, that generation is the best generation, for Rasul is existing, revelation is being revealed, majority of the people are good, and the society promotes and enhances only what is good. So a society is usually defined based on the kind of leadership, the kind of system, the kind of this. If the society is being governed by a system that is working, is being governed by a people that are committed to doing good things, you say the society is good, even if there are evil people there. So Allah Ta'ala told us this. Iblis refused. Then what happened again? Allah asked him what? Ma mana'aka?
قَالَ مَا مَنَعَكَ أَلَّا تَسْجُدَ إِذْ أَمَرْتُكَ قَالَ أَنَا خَيْرٌ مِّنْهُ خَلَقْتَنِي مِنْ نَارٍ وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِنْ طِينٍ.
Another lesson we learn. Before you punish a person, interrogate him first. Give him opportunity to defend himself. Give him a chance to explain. Allah will have instantly start punishing the devil, isn't it? And Allah knew why the devil refused to do what he did. But remember, it's to learn lesson before coming to this dunya. So Allah Ta'ala now told us that what he did after Iblis disobeyed, he said, Ma manak, what stopped you? Give your own excuse. What is the version of your story? Ma manaka Allah tasjud is abartuk. What stopped you from bowing down, from prostrating after I have directed you? So Iblis now gave his own excuse. It is good for a system to always create a way for, even if they are known to be criminals, for example, when they are brought before the law, let them explain themselves. Give chance for people to explain before you punish them. Then the next, Iblis said what? قَالَ أَنَا خَيْرٌ مِّنْ خَلَقْتَنِي مِنْ نَارٍ وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِنْ طِينٍ. Ego now, come in. I am better. I am better. So by Allah telling us, that first sin that was committed before we come to this dunya was that issue of feeling I am better. أَنَا خَيْرٌ مِّنْ. Why am I better? Because of a perceived, a sort of special thing I have, I think that the other person doesn't have. So it's a perception, imaginary self-worth. He imagined he has certain features that the other Adam don't have. خَلَقْتَنِي مِنْ نَارٍ وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِنْ طِينٍ. So ask yourself, and as a nation, as a people, ask ourselves, do we have that kind of feeling, I'm better than the other person? Because I am more than him in this and this and this and that. Or because I come from a source, I come from a tribe, I come from a group or from a country. Therefore, I'm better than the other person. Iblis said, خَلَقْتَنِي مِنْ نَارٍ وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِنْ طِينٍ. So he's proud of his origin and think that that origin now give him a kind of superiority over, but he was wrong. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declared that he is wrong by doing that. And at the end, Allah declared that فَحْبِتْ مِنْهَا فَمَا يَكُونُ لَكَ أَن تَتَكَبَّرَ فِيهَا فَخْرُجْ إِنَّكَ مِنَ الصَّاغِرِينَ. As arrogant as you are, this place of honor that Allah preserved is not preserved for arrogant people. It's not preserved for arrogant people. So we now come to see that the comfort zone of Allah is not for arrogant people. The comfort zone of Allah is not for arrogant people. So arrogant people will never experience that comfort, spiritual comfort that Allah Ta'ala will give. It's just claiming, deceiving themselves. And then Allah Ta'ala said, you will go out and then إِنَّكَ مِنَ الصَّاغِرِينَ. إِنَّكَ مِنَ الصَّاغِرِينَ. You will be belittled. You think you are great, you will be belittled, you will be nobody. So if you feel you are arrogant, the end of it is you will be belittled and you will be disgraced. And that's why Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said in one hadith, لا يدخل الجنة من كان في قلبه مثقال ذرة من الكبر أو كما قال صلى الله عليه وسلم. Whoever have an iota of arrogance in him, then Al-Jannah will be difficult for such kind of person. Arrogance. And what is arrogance? We've mentioned it earlier. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said arrogance, you feel that yes, you have arrived. And who is the other person? You look down upon him. And then you reject the truth because who is he to tell you the truth? بَطْرُ الْحَقِّ وَغَمْطِ النَّاسِ. That is al-kibr. So we should learn lesson in this dunya to avoid that. Then the next two verses, 14 and 15, we see what happened. The devil begged Allah and prayed, give me a time to stay for a while. And Allah said, you are giving. What lesson do we learn here? Even an evil person can seek from Allah and Allah can give him. Even a wrongdoer can seek from God and he can give him. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was saying in one of his statements, لو كانت الدنيا تعدل جناح بعوضة. If this dunya to Allah is worth the wing of a fly, he wouldn't have allowed all these people committing crime and evil, disbelievers and all this, to have drink even water to eat with it. I mean from it. But the whole dunya is very little to Allah Ta'ala. And for those of us living in the dunya of today, we see what our scholars will tell us. That if you are to compare the earth itself, where the whole human beings are living, you compare it with other planets, the earth is small place. The earth itself, the whole earth where we are living, is a small place compared to other planets. And then compare where our planets and other planets are revolving, and then compare them with other galaxies. Compare this with galaxies, billions and billions and billions and uncountable number of things that Allah created. وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ. And all those creations are glorifying Allah. Then compare all that and then come down and see yourself on this dunya and see the size of the place you have occupied in this dunya. And then you become arrogant. So you are nobody. The dunya itself is nothing. And that's why Allah Ta'ala said, if the whole of you will gather in one place and become the best of mankind with the best of mind, that will not add anything in the kingdom of Allah. Imagine even by mere comparison with what we have known as human beings based on knowledge. If you are to take now, compare the ratio between the size of this earth and the size of the galaxies. Compare the ratio. 1 to what? Compare the ratio. It's insignificant. Then compare that ratio between your size, your own self, and all the other things. It's insignificant. So that's what Rasul says. So the dunya is insignificant. So, but Allah Ta'ala have made you to be honorable servant of Allah because of what He made angels to bow down to Him. And that's knowledge. And that is that knowledge that will make you now to use these huge resources and bring it to your own use. To service you. You use the sunlight to service you. Through it you get energy. Someone showed me one thing that Chinese were doing. This solar panel. How they were throwing this solar panel on top of, Prof, you see, on top of mountains, go? Mountains, solar panels to get, what do you call it? Light and energy. Do we lack it here in this country? We are complaining. Now I believe we are not using, are we using the lights, NEPA? Are we using NEPA now? We are using gen. We consume fuel, gas emission of this thing, noise pollution, and so many other things. We are still here. And the fuel we are buying, how much is a liter now? We are still here. And I don't want to say where we are in the University of, I don't want to mention where we are that. That we are probably supposed to take lead in showing what is to be done. But the system had made so many things so difficult. So remember what made the angels to bow down to Adam is that education, that knowledge. So Allah Ta'ala said now, in the 2 verses we now learn lessons, Allah can give. And that is why, if the devil asks Allah, Unzurni ila yawmi yub'athun, Allah said, I have given you. Imagine if those people that rebel against Allah, they are disbelievers, they are whatever, but they are seeking from Allah to give them something they can use in this dunya. If He give them, is it anything? It's nothing. So let's come back to Allah and do not feel that we have that kind of self-worth that will make us to forget about our duties and responsibilities. Then the next verse is, Allah Ta'ala said, قَالَ فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي لَأَقْعُدَنَّ لَهُمْ صِرَاطَكَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ. This is now, Allah is telling us what happened between the devil, between Iblis, and Nabiuna Adam alayhi salam and Hawa. He has been condemned. He has no future. And therefore, what will he do now? He cannot go alone. He cannot be drowned alone. He has to get some others. And therefore, what he is going to do now is ensure that his stand, meaning I will sit down, lahum siratakal mustaqim. I will sit down to be a wedge that will stop them from following this straight path. So this is the clear enmity that Allah Ta'ala is telling us about Shaitan. We now studied this one. Shaitan said he will come from all angles. What Allah is telling us here is, if you come to this dunya, your eyes should be open. Because the devil can come from where you never expected. From all angles, he can come. He can come from what you think is what will be of benefit to you, as he did to Adam. He can come from where you never expected. He can come from where you are expecting him. From all angles. And what he will do, he will make you to be ungrateful. You will never appreciate Allah. You will always be a complainer. As I said, why do we always complain, as if there is nothing for us to appreciate? Is there nothing for us to appreciate? There are. Why can't we appreciate those things so that Allah can add for us? Because He said, if you appreciate, I will add for you. Regarding the complaints, take it as a challenge. Take those things as challenge, and then begin to see what are you going to do with the help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So He said, وَلَا تَجِدُ أَكْثَرُهُمْ شَاكِرِينَ. The next verse 18, verse 19, we now see what Allah Ta'ala now said about coming to this dunya, coming to the world. وَخُرُجْ مِنْهَا مَذْءُومًا مَدْحُورًا لَمَنِ اتَّبَعَكَ مِنْهُمْ لَأَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمَ مِنْكُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. So the children of Adam, now you are coming out from Jannah. You are coming out. The Iblis first, go out. But after Iblis, after you have come, all of you, if you dare follow Iblis and follow his path, then there are consequences. لَأَمْلَأَنَّ جَهَنَّمَ مِنْكُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. There are consequences. So now, back to tell us what happened that led Adam to now fall a victim of this particular warning that Allah said. So Allah narrated the story from verse 19 downwards. And what was the story? He said, in the first place, he said, oh Adam, you and your wife stay in this garden, stay and enjoy everything. Enjoy everything, because to tell you that the spacious area that Allah have left for you to benefit is so vast. Only one thing, don't come closer to this tree, only one. So you see the temptation there is that what you can be tempted to go in that may destroy you might be very little. You might not even need it. Some of those that are going to steal billions and squander billions, some of this money they are squandering, they don't even need it. But it's just a trap for the devil to tell you that it is not enough. It is not enough. It is not enough. Go to this way. And from there, if you fall into that trap, then the devil gets hold of you. Adam, Allah has given him everything in Jannah. There is nothing, but just one. Don't go there. You remember the 3 cycles of prohibitions, right? Of what? The permissibles. Of what? The obligations. The permissible is so wide, but it's not enough. Devil will come in now and then drag you. So Allah Ta'ala told Adam, eat from anything. If you dare, you became carried away by your lust, by your desire. You become carried away by this, you will wrong yourself. Because if you, do something that this particular good thing you are enjoying disappeared, who suffers? You. So if you cause all the problems, you cause it yourself. Then Allah Ta'ala told us that the devil now came to them for waswasa lahum ash-shaytan. He now started to come to them with whispering, insinuating, coming to them, not confronting them, to cast doubt in their mind. And all this is doing in order to relieve them from that particular cover, that enjoyment that they are enjoying. So he now did that. He now told them, that's one thing that Allah asks you, don't go closer to it. You see someone will be having 4 wives, but he still irons another woman. So that woman, Shaitan will be telling you there is something in that woman that is not in your wives. You see someone with enough to eat and drink and enjoy himself, but then there is another thing there, there is another thing there. So that's what the devil did to Adam. Why you are denied that? There is something behind it. If you eat it, that is when you continue enjoyment. And if you eat it, that is where you will have status with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And one thing with human being, he hates departing away from what he's enjoying. Do you get that? So the devil have known that now. That your attachment, you are scared so that this thing will not leave you. You know, even leadership, those that will be given a position, either by election, appointment, or whatever, holding on to that position, they fear that it will slip away. Sometimes it causes them to commit all kinds of atrocities. Holding on to that. You see what used to happen if election year has come. If election year in our country, usually that election year, according to what people are saying, I even see, I don't want to listen. Those people on that seat, if they know that they have chance of coming, that period of election, any story you want to give them the story of how to win the election, that's all. Any other thing is not. This is what Adam, he was deceived with that. So at the end, Adam now succumbed to that. He succumbed to that after وَقَاسَمَهُمَا إِنِّي لَكُمَا لَمِنَ النَّاصِحِينَ. The devil swore to them. So don't be deceived by that particular close person that will swear to you that what I'm telling you is the truth. If you know initially you have even doubt. Rasulullah mentioned in hadith that thing that you are in doubt of its genuineness. You are in doubt of it being haram. Even if people are swearing on you, go into it, don't go. Stay behind. It's the best for you. That's the safety. Then when Adam finally got deceived, they ate the fruit, they owns up, they confess, they ask Allah for forgiveness. They never blame anybody. They never threw blame to others. رَبَّنَا ظَلَمْنَا أَنفُسَنَا. We have wronged ourselves. We have committed it. And therefore, if you do not forgive us and have mercy on us, we will never get it right. And this is what we are supposed to do as human beings. And then today, we added with what we have added, we can now add to the other experiences. I said, experiences before coming to this dunya that we can use in this dunya. And I believe if we sit down carefully and study this, we'll get much more than what I have just mentioned here regarding lessons that we will have taken that Adam was given for his own children, even before coming to this dunya, that if those lessons are used, then staying in this dunya will be easier for all of us. I pray Allah Ta'ala grant us the best in this dunya and the best in akhirah, and assist us to implement the best that will be of benefit to us and of benefit to our ummah. Inshallah, I'll stop here. I would like to see if there will be 1 or 2, 3 contributions regarding these lessons. Please add me up or add us up. Any lessons you feel, and I don't think you will say there are no lessons for us. 1 or 2 lessons from this side. I don't think I have exhausted everything. Yes, you. What have you learned? Tafaddal, yes. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Maybe you raise your voice. So you have mentioned 2 things at least. Appreciation as well as being humble. This attitude, we should imbibe it. That's what we are trying to say. We should imbibe the attitude of appreciation, and we should be humble and avoid being arrogant and avoid, this being ingrate in your own life, for example. Any other lessons from the middle here? Yes, mashallah. Wa alaikum assalam. Naam. That's good. So contentment, remembering, reflecting back on what happened to Adam. Adam have been given with Hawa so many things, but it's as if contentment, lack of contentment now have led to looking for more, and then at the end of it. So there is need as us, as youth, as all of us, let's imbibe this attitude of being having contentment with the little we have. And that's what thing that fasting is even teaching us. So it means you can survive for the whole day just eating twice. Yes, you have tried it and it worked, isn't it? So it means, yes, you can. So contentment, very important. From this area, yes, last person, once somebody say, yes, you with white cap. Wa alaikum assalam. Raise your voice. Huh? Lenient, go. Obedience. Okay. Yes. That's good. Simply obeying the rules of Allah, and then you save yourself. Simply obeying the rule of Allah. Like Adam will have stopped at where Allah asked him to stop. And like Iblis, he will have bowed down simply, and everything will have been over. But refusal to do that, look at what it has landed, Iblis, and look at what the children of Adam have fallen into. From this area, our elders here, I want our leaders to talk here. Prof, our chairman Muslim Ummah, something, sir, let's get something benefit. So, anyway, from this side, yes, we are coming to my elder, he will talk our prof. Prof will talk. Yes, Allah is
Most forgiven.
Forgiven. God was forgiven now. That's very true. The forgiven, he said he didn't like inheriting sin. What Adam did, you look at the way we carry the story. Really, Adam ate the forbidden fruit and at the end they were sent to this. You may say that, how about the forgiveness? Didn't Allah forgive them then? We said no. Right from the beginning, Allah told us that this is where they are going to stay. Do you get that? Khalifa. Right from the beginning, Allah didn't say they are going to stay in Jannah. But remember what we said, Allah creates situation in order for us to understand the reason behind certain things happening. So now, before coming to this dunya, Allah created those situations. And then all that happened, and then we came to this dunya. But for the sin that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned of Adam, Allah forgave him that particular sin. And there is nothing called inherited sin again. Why? Because Allah is forgiving and Allah is merciful. May Allah forgive all of us. Any lesson from here? Last part? Okay, someone is raising hand. Yes. You. فيها تموتون وفيها نعم. اوكي انظرني الى يوم يبعثون. نعم. Yes. Grateful, yes. Mm. 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 It's true. Or someone who is an arrogant person or evil person can ask Allah and Allah just give him instantly. That does not mean he loves him. Do you get the point? Okay, go away. Wait for me, grant me a respite to it. Okay, I have given you. But a servant of Allah might ask Allah and Allah might not give him in time. Scholar says, and it is mentioned, that Allah will love that particular scholar to continue to be calling his name. To continue to be calling his name. Come closer to him, calling his name. And then before Allah Ta'ala can probably give him his decision. And he cited the incident of Musa. And not only that, you see, and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said that if a believer asks Allah something, Allah will definitely grant it. But in one of either these ways, he may give him instantly, he may delay it to later, which might have been better for him, or he might even reserve it for him till after death. But you can't supplicate sincerely to Allah and he will deny you. But a disbeliever can supplicate to Allah, Allah give him. But it stops here. Do you get that? It stops here. So, and that is why, just as mentioned, it is not a criteria. For example, you see someone, God giving him something, you say, because Allah Ta'ala loved him. Do you get that? No, there are so many other reasons that will warrant him getting what he has gotten. Thank you. Another lesson, someone is trying to talk. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now? Accountability. Now. Accountability, and we get that from Adam and Hawa. After committing the sin, they did not throw away blames to others. ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. Yes. That's true. Another lesson, you realize that Iblis committed sin by not bowing down as Allah instructed him. Adam committed by not restricting himself to what Allah asked him to stop. But what the difference? Iblis committed that sin out of arrogance, and he never asked Allah for forgiveness. He only said, "Ana khayrun min," I'm better than him. "Khalaqtani min narin wa khalaqtahu min tin." Then when Allah was talking to him about what his end is going to be, he never asked Allah, "Oh, forgive me." He only asked Allah, "Give me more time." That's all. So you see the difference between what Adam alayhi salam, after committing what he committed as a result of that the devil have deceived him, he now came back instantly and asked Allah forgiveness. So the problem is not committing sin per se in life, but how much are we prepared to come back to Allah? Because Allah always accepts us if we come back to Him. That's a very good and important lesson as well. Yes? Sunset. Okay. Now, it's true. It's true. Like what we were saying before, that as-sabr nisful iman wa shukr nisful iman. Patience and appreciation, there are two wings that make you to grow. Patience, appreciation, patience, appreciation, patience, appreciation. You will grow. So if you lack patience, one of the wings is gone. Appreciation alone may not take you to where, do you get that? And if you now have, you lack appreciation, only patience may not take you. But the two, as-sabr wa shukr, you attain to the highest peak of greatness. May Allah Ta'ala bless all of us. I enjoy this discussion. So the last one, yes. Now, investment in knowledge, investment in education. And just as mentioned, what made Adam to be graded above the angels was because he was given special knowledge. He knew certain things that these angels never knew, and that now made him to have authority over them. So as country, as nation, as a people, as a society, refusal to invest in education will warrant you to be answerable to others. And then investment in education will make others to bow to you, and then you dictate. And that is why in this dunya today, you see for the worldly advancement, technology and whatever, those that have that, other countries bow to them, bow down to them. Even the leaders of some countries, they have to listen to them. Why? Because they are scared of the consequences of not following, because they know they knew certain things that you don't know. So very important for our society, for our community, to invest in knowledge. I pray Allah Ta'ala bless us. Inshallah, I have come to the end of today's tafsir. And tomorrow we are going to start another phase. All these are learning that Allah Ta'ala gave us that should serve as a tool for our survival in this dunya. The one that Adam experienced even before coming to this dunya, and then the ones that we can learn in this dunya as we progress before we finally go back to Allah, and then the other life will now continue. So how do you link these three lives? Before coming to this dunya, in this dunya, and in akhirah. The way we manage this will determine to a very large extent your success in this dunya and also in akhirah. And that's why a Muslim will always say, Rabbana atina fi dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. May Allah accept that from us. Allahumma rabbana atina fi dunya hasana wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Allahumma rabbana atim lana nurana wa ighfir lana innaka ala kulli shay'in qadir. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وآل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ask Him to bless our endeavors. Anything we discuss that is wrong, may Allah guide us to get the correct thing. And anything we have discussed which is correct, may Allah assist us to implement. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to guide us. This tafsir, we have earlier on mentioned that some people have taken care of part of the payment. Just yesterday, is it yesterday also, someone sent 100,000 this morning, 100,000 to complement the payment. So I think what remains now is how much? 60,000. That's what is left now to balance the radio badegi that they air this particular tafsir from 1 to 1:30. May Allah reward all those that contributed and all those that listened and all those that have the mind to contribute but couldn't contribute. May Allah reward all of us and open His good ways for all of us. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.